Hi guys, it's me, Salagi. There's some new fires popping up. This one is called the Wolf Fire. It's 20 acres currently. Let's see if we can see something. Yeah, it looks like we can see something. It's 20 acres so far. It just barely started according to this clock, this video, and it's a little bit concerning because there's a couple other fires that just barely started at the same time, which is obviously strange, but I'll show you. Hold on. So this one says 20 acres active, off Old Idlewild Road, south of Shirleyan Drive, Banning, Riverside County, California. And it looks as if it's having a hard time updating the... There we go. So it's in Banning, which is on the other side of the mountain from the fire that it says that they got it under control, the lake fire that was over at Silverwood Lake yesterday, but it's still smoldering. So I don't know. This one is on like the other side of the mountain from that lake fire. And so they got a crew going out to this one. Let me just zoom out. So right over here is the lake fire, and then the mountains in the middle. There's the Smiley Fire, the Wolf Fire that just barely started, Mandalay Fire, which is 63.1 acres, Cable Fire, which is 25 acres. It's just popping off, you know. I don't really understand what is causing. This one was updated about 31 minutes ago, and that's in a really dense area, it looks like. Evacuation orders have been issued for zones RIV 0309 and RIV 0310. So I would imagine that, yes, there is evacuations underway for this one, probably long before I looked at it. Thank God nobody's depending on me to get this information out on time. So if you get a chance to download this app, please do. It's pretty crucial if you live in California, in my opinion. I don't think we can really see this one. There's not really any. There's the street view cameras, but it's not. I don't think it's going to show us that fire, but this might. Here we go. We got some smoke in this camera. It looks to be, you know, it is windy today, and of course it's coming from the ocean, from west to east. That's our normal wind route, and you can't even see anything in this camera that's going straight towards it. And do you see all the densely populated? I mean, it's still kind of rural, but look at this. There's just, this is basically city, but maybe the suburbs. Where did it go? Right here. So This red area, obviously, these homes are all evacuated, and that's just really sad. Like, look at all this density. I mean, you might as well, I mean, they have a little bit of land, but this is dense. This is really dense homes, and there's a lot of people that had to leave their homes right now. And over here, it looks like this is just underdeveloped. There's not really any homes over here. Sometimes in this area, there's places where there's too much sand, so maybe there's just a lot of sand dunes in this area. It looks kind of sandy, but I mean, that doesn't mean that's the case. It could just be someone owns all that land and they don't have money to develop it right now. I'm just looking around. Because it's over by the mountain, there's also these random boulders. But look at this density. This shouldn't be happening. Jurupa Valley. This is the Mandalay fire. It's already 63 acres. Here's the Cable fire, and this is... Oh, that's the Lake fire. I was trying to hit the Cable fire. This one's only 25 acres. It's currently active. It looks like there might be a home or two in that canyon, but not too much. It's not dense like the other fire. It's spreading at a rapid rate. One structure immediately threatened. Localized evacuations being worked on. The fire is wind and topography driven. So, meaning the wind is pushing it up the mountain. If you can see how the smoke is going up towards the top of the hill, the fire will naturally follow the upward, especially if the wind is helping it along. So the Cable fire is kind of like being pushed towards the Lake fire. Now, I don't think it's gonna connect. Obviously, that would be worst case scenario, and I don't wish that upon anyone. And this one has not grown, as far as I can tell from this. It's 10% contained, which is good news. I mean, they still have an evacuation order on the Highway 38 and Highway 173. So, oh, and the 15? Huh. And so, evacuation warning, I think they lifted part of it. I got a notification earlier that they lifted a little bit, but I think it's just part of this highway. Yeah, right there in the yellow on the 138, which, I mean, I guess it's a road that some people might need to use. I don't see any, well, there are some homes right here, so these people, they don't have to leave. But then there's, their neighbors right there are under mandatory evacuation. So, I don't know. I just hope they put it out today. We have a lot of daylight to go and to be able to get that fire out. A few more hours. That was the Cable fire updated. 3 acres. I thought it was 25. Maybe it was just 2. There's too many fires for real. And that's not funny. I'm just nervous laughing. But there we go. That one is a scary one too, because it's too close to... I mean, there is a wash right there and everything, but still, there's a community over to the left right here. And of course, in front, there's a little community right there. And a bigger community. Some of that looks like industrial, but nevertheless, any destruction is bad. It doesn't really matter if it's an industrial complex or a supermarket or just a couple houses. Like, it's all a shame. And given the current state of everywhere, I am tired of destruction. I'm tired of seeing it. I'm so done. But I do want to keep covering these fires because I believe it helps inform people what's going on, you know, if they don't see it on the news. Like, a lot of people don't have cable these days, and whatever they get is from their phone. And I think it's kind of made it to where we don't typically watch the news anymore, like this generation. I remember growing up and my mom would just constantly have the news on, and I always knew what was happening, like, you know. And now, like, you have to go searching for it. So this is kind of my way to search it out. And they do update this app pretty good, so it's not like I'm searching, but they make it easy. But for the people that don't go searching for it, how do they find out what's really going on, you know? And this fire seems like it's pretty big, or maybe it's just the combination of all of these, because look, it's just filling up the valley with smoke and making each fire look bigger. But oh my goodness, let's not go through this again, guys. I don't understand why there keeps being these... Sure, yeah, it's fire season, but why are they randomly popping up, some of them all at the same time? Is just very strange to me. So that was what was happening when the Palisades fires were going off. That's what was happening. And I don't know, it's just very concerning. And you know, we can't just blame it on, well, there's riots. I don't think there's any riots in Fontana. Out here we call it Fontucky. Anyways, so let's zoom out and see what else. Yeah, there's too many fires over near Fontana. That doesn't make any sense. I mean, it's sort of like the city, but not really. It's not LA. We'll just put it that way. It's in San Bernardino County. 5 acres, Turner Island. And I would expect more fires out in this area because look at all the farmland. So, like I said, it's weird to me that we're having more fires where there's less fuel, I guess. Marysville fire, 19 acres, 30% containment. That's in Grass Valley. See, I would expect a place like that to be more flammable because there's grass. And here is Canyon Fire, 26 acres. And they actually have this whole swath. It's under fire warnings, really major fire warnings, obviously, because there's a lot of trees. So, but look at Southern California. Too many fires in one spot once again. The Torrey Fire, 4 acres, that's down by Carmel Valley. So, and that just looks like could be somebody just camping out in the bushes right there and created a fire. You know, because it's right there just in the bushes where you'd have to walk to get there, because it doesn't look like there's any roads, at least from what I can see. But you see what I mean? Like, there's just, now that we have these cameras, we can kind of see, like, oh, that looks suspicious. Or just odd, or why is it popping up for no reason? So anyhow, that's the update for now, and I'll update you guys later. Let's see real quick about this one. No. 83 acres, 65% containment. So that one's on its way out. The smiley one that I covered yesterday. And they all start to look the same after a while. But that's the problem. There's too many random little fires on these windy days. You mean to tell me that people are just like being careless to drop a cigarette butt or light up a campfire in the middle of a windy day? Like, I hate to think that people are that stupid in California, but I'm sure you guys see from the news just how dumb Californians tend to be. So sorry if I'm offending someone, but honestly, it also could be a tourist. You never know. But anyways, given the homeless population as well, I do believe that is one of the major causes of some of these city fires. So, but there's hardly no excuse for, you know, a fire out in the middle of nowhere. This one right here is on the mountain. Like, this road is driving up the mountain. There's nobody camping right there. It's basically like just roads. You know, there's no campground here. So in order for like a fire to start right here, it has to be human error. Like somebody threw out a cigarette butt. But like I said in the past, I honestly don't think that is as easy as people make it sound like. Just throwing a cigarette butt out. You know, things are flammable around here, but there's been times when I'm camping, and if I only had a cigarette butt to light that campfire, I would have froze my butt off. Honestly, I've tried it, and it doesn't work out when you're trying to make it work out. So anyways, guys, I hope you have a wonderful day. Pray that these fires will be put out. Right there, that's on there's the Morongo Band of California Indians right there. That's the reservation. So this is really close to the reservation. And like I said, the road that it started on, like, somebody had to find a place to park because there's nowhere to park, and then try to start a fire somehow. I mean, there's a straight up cliff on one side of this road. That's what I'm trying to say right now. There's no turnouts. It's just one way up, one way down, you know. And there's a straight cliff down one side of the road. And I can't believe that someone could start it so easily with just a cigarette butt. It's not like that. Anyhow, you guys have a wonderful day, and I will be updating you if these fires happen to grow. And you guys stay safe out there, and we'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.